Okay, Dan, quick production note. Sometimes I wish we called the drafted episodes quotes within the episode because I think it would be funnier than just saying what we were drafted. Funny. And I would call this episode "Why Does the Bird Hate China?"
Dang, we should do that. Honestly, that's a good idea. If only we thought of that for season 1. Welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend and tremendous co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, how are you doing? What are you drinking tonight, my friend?
I'm good, bud. We've been off for way too long.
I know.
I feel like I'm out of the game a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna be rusty. It's gonna be a bad show. Don't listen to
it. I'm gonna warm my way back up. I'm drinking just a regular old Blue Moon beer, which honestly is an accomplishment considering I had a wedding this weekend and it was a beautiful wedding, but it did not go well for me. I got a little too intoxicated. I thought I was like 22.
Did she leave you at the altar?
Metaphorically, yes. Oof. I left myself in a bad altar. How about that? I left myself in the altar.
That's rough.
I had a bad morning this morning and a bad day yesterday, but other than that, it was a beautiful wedding. Congratulations to the happy couple, and yeah, I'm all better now.
So the wedding was Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you at the phase of your life where you're having multi-day hangovers now?
Yes. I watched 4 movies yesterday, and I watched 2 more today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I realized I'm at that stage as well. The last time we had a show, it was before my charity stream. So I'll update people that were not aware. It was insane. I had a goal of raising $300. I ended up raising $1,300. Which was bonkers. And I was unbelievably hungover the next day because, don't tell Twitch this, but one of the things that I had, apparently it's against terms of service, I didn't know this, but one of the things I had was if you donate a certain amount, I would take a shot. And at one point I just kind of like just started like mainlining an entire bottle of like a 1.5 liter bottle of wine.
You didn't say shot of what though on your rewards page. So there's really, take a shot of
That's true.
Pudding.
That's true. And
so
I was not receiving any money. All the money was going to charity. So I think it's fine. But yeah, I definitely had a day and a half hangover there. It was pretty rough. I am sure though that our guest this week knows nothing about the 2-day hangovers because she is a tremendous athlete and Canadian. And Canadians, I feel like, are better about alcohol than Americans.
They handle their liquor better.
Yeah. I don't know why I feel that, but I feel like it's got to be true.
We're doing everything better.
A lot of things better. We're doing a lot of things better. We are joined by the show's resident Canadian, Kelsey Hayden. Kelsey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing? Other than being violently hungover.
Oh, just another dandy day in the United States of America, as they all are these days.
Mm-hmm. They really seem like it. I'm really happy to be up here. But to go back to what you were saying, at the ripe old age of 31, my hangovers start late in the day and then continue for like 2 full days. So they hit slow, but they hit hard. So yeah, I played in a beach ultimate tournament this weekend, so I'm way too tired. So I'm drinking water as usual. I think I'm always drinking water.
I was thinking about this earlier.
To be fair, the last time I had COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
The last time I recorded, I literally had COVID.
I had forgotten about that. Wow. She came on with COVID. What a trooper.
I had literally nothing else to do.
Oh, that's good.
I was legally not allowed to leave the house for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thanks for making sure we knew that so that we would feel worse about it.
Yeah.
It was a fun time.
That really is
an otherwise dark time.
I was thinking about this earlier today. I don't think Kelsey has ever come on the show and had an actual drink.
No, I'm more in for the drafting of items, not drinking draft. So.
That's probably why you win all the time.
I do think I win all the time.
You don't win all the time. I know specifically you did not win the apps to take into the wilderness draft.
I mean, that was bullshit though.
Oh my goodness.
When the people
Is this your 4th time on the show?
I've been on a lot. I've done the apps. I've done Halloween candy. I've done the zoo animals.
Oh yeah, from Harry Potter.
Yeah. So
do we not have you on for another holiday episode?
I actually feel like I was on for another one. Christmas songs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 for Kelsey. She is a drafted all-star for sure. For sure, drafted all-star. Preston. Surely we're not drafting any of those things that we have drafted before. What are we drafting instead?
Well, what would the point be? Tonight we are drafting Disney villains to pull off a bank heist. And as per usual, I have a question.
Okay.
Are we filling roles of a team? Is that up to us, how we pitch it? Or are there like, you have to have a getaway driver, for instance? Is it just draft 6 capable villains?
There are no predetermined roles. I think that's up to you if you want to fill roles.
Okay.
Which I think, not to give too much away, I think would be wise.
I think so too.
I think
okay,
you want to have...
Didn't even occur to me. So
okay.
Mine is going to be chaos.
apparently, Kelsey also informed us after she joined the Zoom call that she hasn't really seen many Disney movies because she hates musicals, I guess.
Well, so I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies recently. I'm not someone who like got Disney Plus when it came out and watched all the old movies again. So I saw a lot of these movies once in my childhood, or not at all. I don't think to watch movies. I'm a big TV show gal.
Okay.
I like the commitment of a 22-minute episode.
Maybe the movies don't make it up there as much in Canada. Maybe it's tougher to get a hold of them.
Yeah, I heard you guys just got The Lion King 2 up there like 6 months
There's
ago.
a Lion King 2.
There is. It's not good. It's not good, but does have some bangers.
It has some absolute bangers.
It does have some bangers
and some really poorly handled racial story too. Some like really great stuff.
It's not clear that it's racial.
Is it not? Is it not? It's pretty heavy-handed, I would say.
To be fair, it's been a long time since I've seen it. But no, he's an outsider because he's like related to Scar, not because he's a different race. He's still a fucking lion.
So he's just from the ones that all look darker than the other ones.
Yeah, because they look like Scar.
That's just coincidence.
Scar had a darker pelt than Mufasa. Everyone knows and remembers that.
Okay. All right.
I do actually know and remember that.
Thank you, Kelsey. I will say I think we have to say this in full disclosure, Preston. This is a draft that we've done before, you and I.
I know. I was wondering if you were going to bring this up.
I think we should. I think it's fair. I think we have to be fair to Kelsey first of all, and I think the listeners deserve to know. This was supposed to be our debut episode of season 2. Which we did not record with Kelsey. We recorded it instead with Lindsay Sue, but we had multiple equipment failures and technical difficulties with our audio, which made it kind of impossible. Really just impossible to save. Yeah,
we have saved episodes with one equipment failure, one technical difficulty, like a big one.
Made it real tough.
2 is not good.
Two made it real tough. Yeah. And we did try to get Sue to come back on. She told us to go fuck ourselves. So I was like, Sue, that seems a little extreme to me.
Sue.
A little tough. We're trying our best here. But yeah, Sue, I think we didn't we open the season with Sue? Sue just didn't want to do the same draft again, which I think is totally fair.
I think, to be fair, I don't remember a single lick of that episode that never got published. I don't remember if I made a brand new list, obviously. I don't remember if any of these people were on it. I don't remember if they were in this order. I don't remember who was picked. I remember nothing.
Well, that's good.
So I feel like the advantage is not really there.
So for you, I think it's not.
You remember?
I definitely remember. Yeah. I think I drafted very well, and I think I'll have some differing strategies potentially.
This will be a great drafted experiment. Then you will be able to tell me if I do the same things.
That's true.
If I make the same mistakes twice in a row.
That's true. And also, before I forget again, I am drinking a Sierra Nevada Sunny Little Thing Citrusito, which is delicious. I did a special stream this past Sunday. I did a hot tub stream.
Woo.
And my roommate, like I was like panicking getting ready because I had it was kind of a disaster setting up for it. But my roommate asked if I wanted some beer. He was going to the grocery store. He's like, just give me something summery. And he grabbed us, and they're fucking delicious. They're so good. I highly recommend.
I went at the Sierra Nevada brewery.
Yeah.
And that's a good place to have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just anywhere you find them. They're good. It's a good citrusy summer beer. But yeah, so I wanted to get that. I wanted that, I think, fully disclosed. I think it's only fair.
It was going to come out.
Yeah, we've also had lots of people request this, and people were requesting this as a draft idea after we'd already recorded it. And I really wanted to be like, we did it, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't publish it. I'm sorry. But I'm really excited for this. I think it's gonna be a fun one. Our draft order, Preston is going to bat lead off. Kelsey number 2, and then I have the third pick. And of course, as always, snake style draft. So that order will reverse on even rounds. If we are all good and all on the same page here, Preston, why don't you take it away with the first pick of the Disney villains to stage a bank heist draft?
Well, I'm going to stick with a strategy that's never failed me before. And I'm going to take direct and explicit instructions from my wife, who told me there's a clear number 1 choice here. I think it would be dumb to go against that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog, who I think is a world-class. The role I consider him for is like the Face, which I think is from like A-Team. Did you guys ever see A-Team?
No.
There's a guy on A-Team whose name is Face, and he's supposed to be like the charmer, almost like the distraction. I think he's played by Bradley Cooper. He's very attractive. So like, I think this makes a lot of sense. He's, kind of like a swindler. I like it.
I don't know. I don't know if we have listeners in this age bracket, but I just want it to be clear that the podcast is aware that the A-Team did not first come about in like the Bradley Cooper iteration.
Yes, sorry, that's not what I meant. But the remake was more the
one that you're familiar with. Yeah.
Yes.
I just didn't want them to think we're idiots.
Thank you.
Any more than they already do. I can confirm. I believe that this was also. I'm pretty sure you had the first pick in the first round, and you also took Dr. Facilier with your first pick.
That's funny.
Awesome.
He's consistent.
Yeah, that actually makes me feel better. Well, no. I think I already knew that I was not capable of change, so not a very interesting revelation.
I still think this is a very good pick. His magic is a little lacking, I think, in terms of like just being able to overwhelm with magic. But he basically
it's illusory though, which is kind of what you want.
He's just very conniving. He's very adept at convincing people to do things, to his own benefit. He's kind of like a classic trickster in that way. And yeah, he's like very suave, debonair type.
Ooh, good word.
Yeah. So I like the pick.
All right, so it's my pick.
It is your pick.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, so it's hard. I find this hard just in general because a lot of the villains are like not similar, but you're kind of like there's like groups of like magic ones or like strong or like clever or you know what I mean? Like there's just kind of like categories. So I guess I am trying to find like a nice broad range. But the one that actually popped in my head first, and I really have no concept of if I'm going to be making good choices in this one. In other drafts, I felt confident that like I at least like could defend what I'm saying. I feel like I can defend what I'm saying. I don't know if it's going to be good defense, but anyways.
Well, let's find out together.
Yeah. So the first person that popped into my head when I thought about this draft was Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. For a couple of reasons. There's some magic, but there's also like any villain, like super evil, but like conniving, manipulative, like that kind of aspect, has the right personality, a little bit of like swag too, which I think is important. You want confidence in your criminal activity.
Do you, Kelsey? Do you want that?
I don't, but
yes.
As a criminal, I want from a criminal side.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna edit the hell out of that. You want that, Kelsey? Well, as a criminal, yes.
As a criminal, when I do crime, I want to be confident about it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think you're missing the big selling point about Maleficent here.
That she can fly.
Just that she can turn into a big fucking dragon.
World's best getaway vehicle.
I was actually thinking about that and like how it's funny. So I picked a dragon in the Harry Potter zoo animal one.
Oh, that was a clear first pick.
Of course, but in Harry Potter, they escape from the bank using a dragon. Anyways, it all kind of ties together.
And their heist.
Full circle moment.
Oh, and in the last book.
Yeah, when they escape from Gringotts, they use the dragon that's been like underground forever.
Right.
Literally doing a bank heist. Yeah. Okay.
So,
seems like it would work.
I guess they're kind of bank heisting, aren't they?
Yeah. They are.
Yeah, we all know that Harry Potter is historically accurate
and factual.
No, Maleficent's a great pick.
Nice. Okay, good. I'm happy you said that.
Nothing bad to say.
Excellent.
I mean, she's a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
Like at her,
like you literally can't go wrong.
Yeah, a big fire-breathing dragon.
It does seem like she would develop some sort of plan to not actually cut the money and instead take it all for herself because she is a big dragon.
Yeah, but
you kind of want some power balancing.
I didn't really factor. I'm not factoring that in, to be honest with you. I'm mostly just looking for like who is most efficiently going to actually rob the bank.
Well, because I think if we're considering the group we're picking from, all of them are going to have that instinct to not.
It's true. Well, for the most part, I think there may be some who would be a little more likely to split the bounty evenly, but yeah, I think you're drafting villains who are all out for themselves pretty much. So I agree. Okay, I am going to take. Now, I did divvy my lists up into roles. I had Maleficent under my muscle category, for obvious reasons. I am going to go for a guy that I think kind of covers two roles, and one is that he's just an actual genius. I think probably canonically easily defensible as the smartest person in the history of Disney films. He also is like a tech genius, so he can pretty much invent any machine that we would possibly need. And that is Professor Robert Callaghan from Big Hero 6.
Ooh, I thought about this, but he is a genius.
Yeah.
He's got like a suit, right?
Yeah, technically when he's a villain, he's yokai.
Right.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well,
there's a turn. There's a turn halfway through that one, Kelsey. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry.
No.
Spoilers. Yeah, that's pretty good. He's got like a drone army. That's pretty good. That's a good muscle choice.
I mean, he's also he's the smartest person in the world in his universe, and I think you compare the intellect across Disney villains, and because this is a fatal flaw of most Disney villains, right? It's like deep down they're kind of dumb. Yep. Deep down, man, if they not actually be as smart as they think they are or want to be, but not so for him. He's like an actual certifiable genius who was just kind of drove into insanity because his daughter was killed in this like freak time travel portal accident.
See it now.
Spoiler alert again. I'm sorry. Honestly, it is very good. Underrated Disney movie. I recommend.
Yeah,
I feel like
I have actually heard that a lot.
It kind of got lost in the shuffle because it looks like a Pixar movie, but it's not a Pixar movie because that's that the computer animation style. But it is good. Underrated.
It is very good. Yeah.
Okay, so that's my first pick. Now I think with my second pick, and I know that I feel like I probably could have gotten him later, but without knowing what movies Kelsey has seen. For the Disney movies, I really want to make sure I got him. Yeah. I want to make sure I got him.
Crazy.
Next up, so we allowed this the first time around. I did not make this pick, but I want to see if it's okay with you guys. How do we feel about, because technically it's 6 picks, but I think there are several of them, so I don't think it would be unfair for me to do this because I think you would have other opportunities to do it as well. But taking a pair that are kind of generally regarded as a single character.
It kind of depends.
Yeah,
and I would like to know who you're taking before I make
what, because if there's someone you want, you're gonna try to take them.
I have no pairs, so I've clearly not thought
interesting
about this as you have. Yeah.
Okay. It's the Stabbington brothers from Rapunzel.
Oh. Yes. They do not have like an individualized
character. No, they don't
have names.
So no.
I think they probably do, but I mean, they're really just known as the Stabbington brothers in the movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Flotsam and Jetsam, Pain and Panic. I would be fine with any of these being taken as a pair. Gotcha. They're kind of.
I'm taking Pain and Panic in just a second here. No, that's a good. That's fine. I'm not going to say it's a good pick because I don't think it is.
Oh, really?
That is fine within the confines of the game.
That's very. Why don't you think it's a good pick?
I think they're just muscle.
Yeah,
right. There's still supernatural muscle available. There's still things that beat big strong guys.
Here's the thing. I have my categories. Okay. I think there are more big strong guys than there are good competent henchmen. Because more so than villains being idiots in Disney, henchmen are really the bottom of the barrel, the absolute dregs.
It's crazy they can get through the day.
Yeah, honestly,
yes,
for the vast majority of them.
Tie their own shoes.
But the Saudi brothers are really quite competent. In fact, they actually succeed in their mission. They end up being thwarted because of like magic that they could not have foreseen, but they follow orders very well. They're like big, strong, tough guys. They also
do need obedience.
Yeah, you do. You honestly do. You need some people who are going to fall in line to their own gain. They also have shown that like they're not really necessarily like overly greedy. I think they would be kind of fine. Like, not that I really factor this in much, but I do think you wouldn't have to worry about the Sappington brothers trying to like swindle their way into extra cash for the payday.
I get the logic. I'm not going to be following it, but I get it.
Okay.
I also think you could have gotten them way later. You could have gotten a kind of like generic henchman. There are a lot of henchmen in Disney. You could have done a quick Google and like figured it out. And I grant you, they're probably the best.
They're definitely
but I would think you could probably just get it later, especially now understanding Kelsey did not have them on her list.
Yeah,
I couldn't have known that though.
Nor did I.
I feel very fine with this pick. I am very confident that I'll have the best team at the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
People have to recognize all the people you pick too, though.
People will know these people. They
Also
might not
true.
know Callaghan, honestly, but they'll know the Sappington brothers. Because Rapunzel is an S tier Disney movie.
Ooh, how many movies do you have in S tier?
Lion King, Rapunzel. I'd have to think about it. It probably isn't S tier, actually. Honestly, it's probably like A+ tier, but
The traditional S tier,
Very
from
good.
my experience, is Lion King, Mulan, Aladdin, Hercules. That's what like all of my crowd says is like, and then everything else.
that's just because
is
those are the
below.
ones that came out when we were kids.
Well, yeah. What do you want from me? You want me to go be somebody else? No.
No, I'm just saying, like that's why our group says that.
Listen, I like Rapunzel a lot, but I don't know that it's with those heavy hitters.
I think I would rather watch Rapunzel than I'd rather watch it than Aladdin. Aladdin is carried by the
Really?
soundtrack. Aladdin is carried big time by the soundtrack.
I
The
agree
soundtrack's
with that.
incredible.
I think that's a hot
Yeah,
take,
but
but I
the
agree with
sound,
that.
but that is the movie. Like, there's a song every 8 minutes.
No,
It's
but other movies
loaded.
have like really, really good plots too.
Mhm.
Like I like the in-between stuff, but Aladdin,
Gotcha.
I don't think Aladdin. I think Aladdin gets a little bit too much hype.
I agree.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe my hottest take. I don't know.
Let's do a Rapunzel Aladdin bonus poll.
So are we talking Rapunzel, the OG, or are
Or
we
sorry,
talking
Tangled is the name of the movie.
Tangled, yeah,
is what you're
whoops.
talking. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's my turn again, I think.
Yes.
I'm kind of going on a similar vein of my first pick, but with a specific reason. And actually, I'm pretty sure this character doesn't really have a name. I mean, unless you count Evil Queen as the name. But the Evil Queen from Snow White, which would be like a pretty OG villain, actually. Is
Yeah, I
Snow
mean,
White the first Disney?
It is, yeah.
It is.
The
Okay,
first
yeah.
feature
So there
length
you
Disney
go.
movie yet.
Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, this one's a real old pick. But why
She's
I like
probably
this one
dead
is
by
because
now,
she
right?
can. Well, she's obsessed with vanity, so if she's ugly, she probably killed herself. But she can change her appearance. So
Can she
change?
though?
Can she change her appearance to more than just the old hag?
Right.
I actually don't know if they really get into that. I was assuming she had multiple options.
If she had
it'd be a weird
multiple
power to
options-
only have one.
Here's my rebuttal to that. If
Sure.
she had multiple options, why in the fuck would she ever pick the evil hag?
Trying to be like really like not intimidating, maybe. I
But
don't
she's
know.
horrifying.
She's spooky.
This
spooky.
this is one thing I've never quite understood about this dynamic in the movie. If you wanted to convince like this sweet innocent
Mhm.
girl to eat your poisoned apple, why would you pick your like disguise as the most horrifying character ever seen by anyone? Why wouldn't you make yourself like
think
this
that's
sweet,
dramatic.
unassuming like old man or something?
That's true. Yeah. That's fair. I never even considered that. I just assumed that she could use her dark magic to transform how she wanted. Now, I just think having the ability to look like two different people would be extremely handy in a situation
It's
like
still
this.
pretty good. No, I mean, maybe if she weren't so ugly, it would be better.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm picking the Evil Queen largely for her ability to have two different appearances.
Mhm. To polyjuice potion.
Yeah, and then she also has the magic mirror, right? So she can ask that some questions, maybe get some details
That's fair.
from that, you know.
I do
so
like that.
kind of like a magic 8 ball just like, hey, where are the gold bars behind the counter? Yes. Maybe ask me in 5 minutes.
I will say that because of the shape-shifting people thing, Kelsey is still building the breakout of Gringotts team here.
Yes.
Those are the two main tactics.
I'm actually always just trying to tie all my drafts in together.
To Harry Potter?
Yeah.
I think it's fair. All right, Preston, you got back-to-back selections.
All right, well, here's the play, folks. You don't have to worry about there being too big of a mastermind if you draft all masterminds. No henchmen, only leads. We're going with an ensemble performance here.
It can only go well when every single person has the same role on a team.
I am drafting. I'm going to pair these two together because I think they play very similar roles in their movies. Their planning isn't great. So we're going to have to reconcile that later in the draft. But their execution, I would say they're very strong, supernaturally strong.
Okay.
And I'm going to take, I guess the order here matters. I'm going to take Hades and Jafar.
Okay.
Back to back.
Good. Those are two off my list.
I like one of these picks. I had both of them on my list, but I definitely think one of these is a better pick than the other.
Preston,
okay.
try to guess which one you think Prentice likes.
See if you can guess.
Yeah, I think he likes Jafar better.
That is
because
correct.
I think he finds Hades to be very dumb.
No, I don't think Hades is dumb. I just think like you can't sell to me Hades as a mastermind and get away with it. You just can't do it.
Okay, sure. Then in that case, he can just throw fireballs at people. He's just good muscle, and is also the god of death. So, even, he's you know what he is? He's a respawn. So when Dr. Facilier runs in and gets shot or something, he's got the free respawn because Hades is Lord of the Underworld. What are you going to do?
But he has no control over who dies and who doesn't, though.
But he can bring people back, right? Well,
he has not exhibited that ability in any way.
I didn't think he could.
He's not exhibited that in any way.
That would be a ridiculous quality.
Yeah.
He can. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. All right, I take it back. But I still think he's high quality muscle. I mean, he's got superpowers. So the Stabbington brothers are going to run at him with their Stabbingtonness, and he's going to light them on fire.
Whoa! Why are our teams fighting each other?
We're all trying to rob the same bank at the same time.
One team owns the bank, and one team is trying to rob friends.
And what's the third team? The third team is like actually just at the cafe watching the whole thing.
They went to the wrong address.
I really like the Jafar pick though. I think there are like he's certainly clever, but he can brainwash people. He can Jedi mind trick people, which is
and he also can do disguises in the same way that the Evil Queen.
Oh, true, and demonstrably in a more versatile way than the Evil Queen can, because we see him undergo multiple disguises. So I really like the Jafar pick. I think it was my last pick was between Stabbington Bros and Jafar. So I like the Jafar pick a lot.
I'm good about that then. I still think Hades, even if you just cover his mouth in duct tape, is just high quality muscle. Is a big guy who can throw fire.
Yeah. They were both on my list, so I hadn't decided on what order, but Jafar was probably going to be my next option. But instead, I'm going to go in a much different direction and just go for pure muscle. Also really evil and really, my team's not nice, but I also am not 100% sure how to say Shan Yu from Mulan, the leader of the Han.
Yeah.
The leader of the Han. So like pure muscle.
I think it's only fair if you get the eagle too, because that's
I think it's actually a falcon, if I'm not mistaken.
A falcon.
Excellent. Yep, I'll take that.
That's actually practically very useful, I'd say.
I would agree. Yeah, so like really, really bad person. But
yeah, no doubt about that.
Brute strength, which, just trying to trying to get some muscle, someone who's going to have no hesitation doing really bad things, terrorizing people. There will be no second guessing. So
Not
yeah,
very
so
talkative.
no.
You don't
which
want
is
to be. You
great.
don't want a guy who's
No,
too talkative.
I'm actually
on
saying
No,
that
you
that's
already have
good.
talkative very much covered. So
I'm saying that's good.
Hades.
Yeah.
That wasn't a dig at you. That was
No, I
a
gotcha.
dig at your characters.
No, I gotcha. No, it's okay, Kelsey. It's fine. I get it.
Yeah. So that's my third pick. Halfway
I don't
mark.
know how I feel about Preston just giving you the Falcon for free.
You know what? I don't even. I'm shocked.
Does the
that I got
Falcon
that
go
at such
anywhere
a
without
low-
Sean Yu?
It's a creature with free will.
And it always comes back.
Well, so, I mean, do you get?
So are the Stabbington
Do
brothers.
the Stabbington brothers always stick together?
Do you,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you get Iago?
So do these
You
two.
don't know
Do you
that.
get Iago because you get Jafar? I don't know.
No.
I don't
I
want.
mean, it
Iago.
seems like a slippery slope to me.
Let's slide
I
down the
don't
slope.
want Iago. Yeah, slide down it with us, Dan. No, I think also, what's the Falcon's name?
I don't know.
And what's the parrot's name?
Iago.
That's a principal difference there.
Fair.
I'd say that's a big difference.
Now I do want to look up and see.
If the Falcon has a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to check.
Was Sean
Hayabusa.
a real
Hayabusa the
person?
Falcon.
Huh. Yep,
Was
there
one
you
of the
go.
secondary antagonists of Disney's 1998 animated feature film Mulan, a foreboding
Bird
predator
up.
with a hatred for China. Why does the bird hate China?
Often asked as a warning signal.
Okay, Dan, quick production note. Sometimes I wish we called the drafted episodes quotes within the episode, because I think it would be
Oh.
funnier than just saying
That
what we
would
were
be funny.
drafted. And I would call this episode, Why Does the Bird Hate China?
Dang, we should do that. Honestly, that's a good idea. If only
Use
we
the
thought of that
subtitles.
for season 1.
Yeah. Too bad.
It's also the Huns, not the Han. Kelsey, just
Thank you.
just for the
Yeah, there's only one
historical-
Han, a
the sticklers
solo
out there.
Han.
Nice. Okay. That brings us to the final pick of the first half of the draft, and that selection belongs to me, of course. And I am going to go with it's time for me to fill my magic user role because half of them on my list are gone. I'm going to go back to Tangled here and take Mother Gothel.
Nice.
That was one of the ones I wanted.
Mother Gothel can also kind of change her appearance, at least to look much younger. And it just seems to be very powerful.
Can't she only do that with Rapunzel's hair though?
Yeah.
So that was cut.
So, yeah. This brings up the always evergreen question on the show: is at what point in the movie do you get this person?
I think
That's
they're
true
peak
because
selves.
actually, if it was at the end, most
They're
of the
peak
time the villains
selves? Okay.
die.
Yeah.
Can I have the Jafar with the genie lamp then, please?
Okay.
Thank
no.
you.
No.
Well, you just said peak selves.
Okay.
I
Maybe
don't
not
understand
peak
here.
self, but like median self.
Yeah, I think
Median
that
in the
Okay, well then you
self.
we can't
definitely
do
don't.
after the movie because they'll all be dead mostly.
Within
so.
the film. Median
Mostly.
within the film.
They'll all be
Yeah.
ambiguously dead. So
They're
the
an
midpoint
they're
of
an
the
average
film.
version of themselves.
At the midpoint of the film, Mother Gothel has already lost
That's true
Rapunzel's
because
hair.
right at the beginning is when that's why she takes Rapunzel.
Exactly.
You got.
Mother Gothel's
No,
central
because she doesn't-
conflict
she
in the
doesn't
movie
turn-
is that she's not powerful anymore.
She doesn't turn
Exactly.
old and decrepit until the very end of the film.
Right, but she's on a
Because
ticking
she's
timer.
always yeah.
What do you think? Do you think my bank heist is going to take weeks? This is ridiculous. If we're going to do this, then all of Kelsey's team is dead. And 2/3 of your team is dead.
No, they're not. Hades is well.
I said
Falcon's
2/3.
probably
Does
alive.
Hades die?
I'd
He
say.
yeah.
He can just bring himself back.
Hades
drowns in souls.
Hades does not die. He's sucked down into the river Styx by the souls. You don't really know what happens to him.
I would imagine it's not good.
Probably
Is there a
not good.
Hercules 2?
There's a TV show.
It would be amazing to me if there wasn't at least an attempt at a Hercules 2.
There had to be.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Dap. I don't know.
I can be okay with it.
You can't say that. You can't be upset that I picked her and say you were going to take her, and then after I take her, be like, oh, that's actually a bad pick, Kelsey.
Well, that I just said I can be okay with it.
You can be,
I was-
but you were going to take her. What was your selling point going to be when you took her?
I hadn't really thought about all of this until
Yeah.
now that I'm really analyzing the timing of it all. I think it has to be an average version of the character.
Yeah, and so average Mother Gothel is a powerful witch.
Yeah. I'll take it. That's what I'm saying. I'll take it. I'm
Okay.
on your side. I know that's an unfamiliar feeling, but just accept it.
I just think you should be more on my side here.
I can't give you that.
She also has a demonstrated very successful relationship with the Sabbington brothers. So I get a great like built-in chemistry already to my team, which I think everyone else is going to struggle with here.
That I actually think is a good argument.
Yes.
Not bad.
I'll take it. All right, well, that brings us to the halfway point of the draft. Here are the teams so far. Preston has Dr. Facilier, Hades, and Jafar. Kelsey has Maleficent, the Evil Queen, Sean Yu, and Hayubasa the Falcon, as all of us definitely know it was named. I have Yokai / Professor Robert Callaghan, the Stabbington brothers, and Mother Gothel. Second half of the show, or second half of the draft, sorry, coming up in just a second. Okay, we are back for the second half of the draft. It is still my pick. Where do I go here?
You've had multiple hours to think about this.
Yeah.
We just did a break for 7 hours.
The magic of editing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for my muscle now because the only other muscle I had on my muscle list was taken. And I will grant you that this muscle is far less muscular. But he does have a whole song about how muscular he is. He also seems to be a pretty good shot with a gun, is extremely handsome, which I think could come in handy. And so I'm going to take Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
No one's slick as Gaston.
I was going to say,
No one's quick as Gaston.
Like Gaston.
No one's neck is incredibly thick as Gaston.
And you know what a thick neck gets you in the world of bank heists. I don't think I need to say that for any of us. I think we all know.
I think we all know. We're all nodding in accordance. Yep. This is the classic muscle pick.
Mhm.
Classic.
It doesn't get any more classic muscle than Gaston, if I'm being honest.
No, definitely not. You're gonna have an ego problem, but I feel like I'm throwing from glass houses there, so I'll let it
I think
lie.
we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's good. It's good. I like it.
Okay. Great. I love to hear that.
Mhm.
Okay,
It
Kelsey.
feels like he could be intimidated into being a henchman.
Yeah, you just
He can be
belittle
like
him.
tricked into it, I think.
Pick apart like his one thing he's kind of
Physical
self-conscious about. Yeah, his one little insecurity.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice. That's always the best way to connect with people.
It is. Find their biggest insecurity and just really
Exploit
lord
it.
it over them. Yeah.
Could you take
Yeah.
Beast? Because he really is the kind of villain of that movie.
That's funny that you mentioned that. So James and I were talking about that earlier because I was like, oh, like what about Gaston? And first of all, for a second he thought I meant Lumiere, and he was like, what?
Wait,
Why? Why would you do this?
Do you genuinely pronounce it the way you're pronouncing it? Like when you have okay, interesting.
What did I do?
Gaston.
Gaston.
It's almost like you live around a bunch of French people.
She doesn't. That's a different part of Canada.
No.
I know, but it's closer than we
Hey.
are, Dan. Come on.
There's a lot of French Nova Scotians. Thank you very much. Anyways,
book, Dan.
what was I gonna say? Oh, and then we were talking about, we're like, is the Beast though kind of the villain of
Yes.
this
No,
movie?
of
I mean, for the
Like-
first half of the movie, he is the villain. He is the driving force because he kidnaps an innocent woman.
Yeah,
Very villainous.
definitely
He doesn't
villainous.
kidnap her. She.
The question is, at the midpoint
Okay, he
of the
kinda gives
movie,
her no
has he
choice,
taken the
though.
turn?
But she trespassed onto his property.
That doesn't give you the
Oh, so
excuse,
she gets to be locked into a
she
prison
got what she
cell?
deserved.
If Beauty and the Beast took place in Florida, it probably would be legal.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
this is true, but that would kind of ruin the whole game we're trying to play here.
Yeah.
I think Beast is clearly the villain of the first half of the movie, but I think if the logic we're using is like kind of the midpoint, before the power creep or whatever, then I think he's probably started to turn by that point.
Mhm.
It also doesn't feel like he would
Sure.
find robbing a bank ethically cool.
I think
Does
he's
seem
in
like he has a
ethical
line.
gray zone a lot of the time, though.
Yeah, he's very rich. He doesn't need to rob the bank.
That's
What's
true.
his motivation?
Needs to rob a flower shop. Okay, so it's my yes, it's my pick.
It is indeed.
Excellent. Okay, I'm just writing down your pick because I like to keep track. Great. Okay, so my next pick is from the. I'm gonna be honest, it's a movie I haven't seen. And I don't know if it's crazy that I haven't seen it or if it's like, oh, of course she hasn't seen this one, but it's from The Sword and the Stone, and I'm picking Madame Mim.
Great pick.
So another witch, I've been reading about her, another witch who can do shape shifting, but
Into
really
literally
big,
anything.
yes. But then also, and I mean, I guess shape shifting into literally anything, you could also do this, but just generally she can also like manipulate her size. Which is really, really handy. So she could like manipulate herself into something really, really tiny, get in, like get bigger, unlock a door, get back out, like that kind of, that I think those skills would be invaluable. If we're considering the team as a whole, I think I'm just creating like absolute chaos. But each individual member so far, I'm pretty happy with. And actually, I might be most happy with Madame Mim.
Madame's a great pick.
She's got a lot of good stuff. She also can teleport. She can like disappear and turn invisible, and she can do a lot. So kind of seems crazy. I haven't seen the movie. Kind of seems crazy she didn't win though, which I assume she didn't because she's a villain.
Well, she did. The thing is, she's going up against Merlin. Is like her counterpart,
okay.
who is
that's a tough adversary.
the most powerful wizard of all time.
Like invented magic, basically. Yeah.
Right. So that makes sense because the first like description of her is like she claims she's as good as Merlin, and I was like, it's a weird thing to just randomly say. So.
Yeah, and honestly, she gets the best of Merlin for most of the film.
Right.
And then they have like their big climactic battle, and Mim turns into this big, humongous dragon, and it looks like it's the end for Merlin. He's going to lose, but then Merlin goes the opposite direction and becomes the tiniest thing you can think of to defeat the biggest thing you can think of. He becomes a germ and makes Madame Mim sick, and that's how he wins.
Oh my god!
Wow,
that's so clever.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I saw that movie, the last time I saw that movie, it was in French because our French teacher used it to teach us.
Oh, really?
And I clearly didn't know how to speak French because I didn't know that plot point. Yeah, I don't remember.
How cool!
It's like pretty much the only thing I remember about that movie. The only thing I remember, because it's supposed to be about the future King Arthur,
right?
Or I guess he's technically Wart, but yeah, I don't really remember his plotline at all. But I do remember the final battle between Merlin and Madame Mim. Madame's a great pick. Preston, you have back-to-back selections.
Ooh, boy. I'm trying to think of what I need because I feel really good about my top three, so I kind of just don't want to mess it up.
How many times has Preston been in this exact situation
and then
in the history
just
of this show?
bungled it, baby.
Fumbled it right before the end zone.
And then just peed his pants in front of everyone.
Gonna try and not do that. Okay, I think I'm gonna take. No. Okay. Well, fine.
No one's making you do anything.
I know. I'm bouncing around.
I can tell.
Okay.
That was not lost on me.
I know. Okay. I'm gonna take a charmer. Not a big muscle, but a big charmer. And I think that might be what I'm missing a little bit, even though I think Dr. Facilier could fill that role. Take a much more traditional charmer. I'm going to take Prince Hans from Frozen. He pulls a very big, fast one in that movie. Big time. And I'm going to ask him to do it once more. We just got one more job.
He was not even on my radar as a villain take, if I'm being honest with you.
Really?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think I need to get away from the crazy bonkers magical powers and come back to something a little more down to earth. And his plan, by the way, works. I mean, not for nothing, but it works. And then, as Daniel said, he hits unforeseen magical circumstances, and then it doesn't work anymore. But he takes over a whole kingdom, which is pretty good.
It is good deception. I really dislike Frozen. I think it's one of the most overrated movies that's ever come out in my entire life.
Wow.
I remember people being like,
I mean, definitely, because there's nothing that could ever be rated as high as it's been regarded. You know what I mean? Like, there's no movie that could have lived up to like the insane hype that Frozen had.
I mean, maybe. I just am still completely baffled as to why there was any hype whatsoever.
Do you say this when you go to a birthday party and there's a 9-year-old dressed up as Elsa? Do you tell her that it's the most overrated movie?
I mean, how many 9-year-olds?
You're like, be original.
Parties, how many 9-year-olds birthday parties do you think I'm going to, Preston?
Well, I don't know. I know your life. I mean, I don't think people realize this, but this is the only time you and I talk. So I don't really know what you do outside of this.
Yeah, I'm going to a lot of 9-year-olds birthday parties and like stomping in their Elsa cake.
Yeah. Saying, actually, it's super overrated. If you were a scholar of cinema, then you would actually understand. Yeah, I just envision you doing that to a bunch of small girls who are trying to enjoy
be
themselves.
Original. Every girl loves Frozen. Oh my God.
Elsa again. Wow.
Are 9-year-olds named Paige?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I pretty specifically pulled that name actually, because I think it's a very name that people named kids in 2012.
12. There you go. I like that.
I couldn't figure out. I was going to say 2000 because in my head, someone born in 2000
They'd be adults now.
I know, right?
But they'd be 22.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Frozen has a lot of problems. I think one of them is that Hans is like a pretty forgettable villain.
I disagree.
I genuinely didn't even think of him when prepping for this, and I've prepped for it twice and didn't think of him either time.
Okay. I think people will respect the logic and respect the pick.
I mean, people certainly like Frozen more than I do, so you could be right.
Worst case scenario, the top 3 members of my team just kill him, and then the job just goes over.
Because he's annoying, and
we do like a Joker situation where everybody's instructed to kill the next one. You know.
Nice.
I want to talk about Frozen though, since we brought it up. Oh, if Frozen is so good, why is the character everyone remembers from it barely in it?
Nobody's saying
why is Elsa the birthday cake?
Nobody's saying it's like amazing.
I know a lot of kids who like Anna.
Yeah.
Not as many. Not nearly.
I might be biased too because Anna has red hair, and sometimes I do a side braid. So, or like two braids. So.
I think Frozen was important for Disney movies and kids movies in general, and I think it wasn't made for you. So,
but why were all the people that are my age telling me that it's amazing then?
Because they like to
and singing the annoying songs.
They feel more joy in their lives
than I do.
Wow,
that's a low bar. That's a low bar.
No, I think it's important because it's not a romance-driven tale.
Yeah,
and that at the time was more.
But isn't it? It is though. Isn't it all about how?
No, I said romance-driven. I said romance-driven. The romance is literally like put to the side for the main plot to run its course, and they intentionally do that over and over throughout the movie, and in Frozen 2 if you had seen it, which I actually think weirdly you would like better.
I have heard a lot of people say it's better than the first one.
I liked it better than the first one, but listen, I'm not saying either of them are like in my top even 10 probably, but like I think it was a very important Disney movie. You have a sister, Dan.
Yeah,
it's a movie about sisters.
She doesn't like Frozen either.
Ah, well, there you go. Then the movie accomplished its deed. You mutually bonded over it.
No, that is not true.
How long have you been a non-feminist, Dan? Is it since
Your
birth, or is it
Ohana
just
is horrible?
Is it okay? Maybe I'm not remembering, but I don't remember Frozen being this like feminist empowerment. It's about a girl who falls in love with a guy like first sight.
I know, and that turns out to be very bad.
Yeah, Anna, the main character.
No, Elsa
is not the main character of the movie.
But she is though. She's
barely in it.
But she is the main character still.
No.
She is.
Listen.
It's all about her.
This is such a reaffirming discussion of this movie for me right now, and like just confirming what I'm saying. People think Elsa's the main character, and she's barely in the movie.
I think if you took the same critical eye to the movies that you held in such high regard,
I only
from
like
the early
movies.
Disney days, you would find similar
I only like
problems.
Good movies. That's a fact. Yeah. All right, you have another pick here, Preston.
Oh, true.
I don't want it.
I'll take it if you don't want
It's gonna mess me up.
It's just gonna mess me up.
Yeah, what if
Just gonna fumble it.
Preston is gonna adapt like the NBA strategy of like I don't draft well, so I'm trading my picks for players that I know. And that's totally fine. It's a totally valid strategy.
Yeah, you should give away like the next number 1 pick to Prentice from the next draft. Juju. Yeah.
Okay. Well. I'm gonna take Shere Khan. The face that Daniel just made.
Let's pretend that not everybody knows who that is.
Shere Khan's
tiger from Jungle Book.
Oh, okay.
Shere Khan's a big tiger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seems like fine.
I don't know that everyone agrees.
Do we think that Shere Khan could communicate with his human bank heist counterparts?
Doesn't he communicate with
Prince Hans?
The whatever the protagonist's name is? Mowgli in Jungle Book?
Here's the thing, though.
They have a special bond.
You think Mowgli learns how to speak tiger and the movie
no,
translates
Mowgli can speak animal and is canonically the only person in the universe that can.
So like when we watch the movie, do they use subtitles though? Do they use subtitles to translate his growling back into subtitles? English? No, he speaks English.
No, he does not. You think Mowgli, the Indian boy who was raised by wolves, speaks English?
No, I don't think that Disney does.
Not gonna say it.
What was that, Kelsey?
Kelsey was like, Kelsey said that is such American main character energy over here.
It's not what I said. It was the vibe I was gonna go for, but maybe a bit more harsh.
Okay. I'm glad I laid that one slightly more gently than you did. I think Shere Khan is a big tiger that can jump at people.
Yeah,
and that's
it's hard to argue with that.
And he's gonna murder half your team.
Oh, come on. He clearly like is not dumb. He's very smart.
Claiming that he's dumb.
I
just think he's a wild
a smart tiger does kill everybody.
No, even if he's speaking a language that nobody else understands, he's shown in the movie to be very smart. Very smart. You just hate the Jungle Book, Dan.
I'm gonna take a funny follow-up. Can I start?
Well, I would like to say Jungle Book is not the Disney movie that you should defend. Like in terms of, it's a little problematic, and more than a little, I would say.
I'm not trying to defend it.
From its source
you hate
material,
it because you hate all Disney movies.
That's not true. I love Disney movies. But yes, Disney or Kelsey. I just called you Disney. Please save us and take your 5th pick here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take Scar.
This I feel like is worse in every possible way.
No, I think it's actually better in every possible way.
How?
I think Scar is really conniving, really manipulative. Also, I think the distraction of a lion couldn't hurt. Yeah, I think that Scar has shown that he has the qualities. He's just being held back from being a lion.
Not having
being
thumbs.
a lion. So
that whole deal.
Yeah, like it's just the opposable thumbs thing. No, I think like the personality of Scar is good. I think the distraction of the lion is helpful. I also just don't really know what else my team needs. So some animal, I don't know, just add an animal in there. Like why the hell not? I mean, I suppose like we have Scar and the Falcon now, but
that's fine.
We're just like I said, I'm creating chaos here. And
Scar and Zazu historically got on very well.
She doesn't have Zazu.
Breeds opportunity, so.
Okay, Daniel, I'm ready for you to eviscerate this pick as thoroughly as you did my own. So go ahead.
Here's the thing for me.
So over this show.
Make the argument for me.
And I have I have no evidence whatsoever that I could reasonably defend this, but I just feel it in my bones to be true.
I hate you so much.
And that is that Scar is much more likely to be able to communicate with human beings than Shere Khan is.
Yes. Oh,
there's not a human being in the movie.
But so you can't say he can't.
Yeah, you can't say he can't.
But at least there's a human being in my movie.
Yeah, but that human being cannot communicate with other human beings, leading us to believe he can only communicate with animals.
Mm-hmm. I think Scar could definitely. I agree. There's really no. I just don't. I was gonna say he could like non-verbally, but obviously it would be non-verbal. communication. Yeah, look, I think it was an excellent pick, and we should just move on.
I wish more now than ever that this was a visual podcast, because Preston just had his face in his hand for the entire time Kelsey was talking just now.
And I was just like brushing my cat, like being like, yeah, lion was an excellent choice.
It's clearly because you're threatened by how this team is shaping up, Dan, and I appreciate that, so we can move on.
I like the Scar pick. I took Scar, I think, with my first pick in the first time we did this draft.
First is crazy.
Yeah, because this was my argument. Scar is basically the only villain in a Disney movie who got what he wanted.
That's not true.
His
Prince Hans got what he wanted.
Okay, but I don't factor in Frozen. It's not canonically a Disney movie to me, and you're actually, your team is illegal now because you took someone from a Disney movie that I don't think counts.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
That's fair, right? Okay, so then, like, from the Disney movies that I like think about, he's the only villain who was successful. Now, he was a bad king, and you know, his kingdom collapsed out from underneath him, but his plan was completely successful.
Yep.
And how many
Jafar?
Disney?
It was well executed.
No, not Jafar.
Jafar got the genie lamp.
Yeah, but the genie wasn't an end goal for him. It was, you know, a means to his own goal, and he didn't get the end goal. So
Okay.
Jafar failed. Jafar definitely failed. Scar also just, like, is he the best Disney villain, Scar?
Yes.
I think he is.
Yes.
I think he is the best one.
He really does have the villain swagger that you want.
Yeah.
Mhm. It helps that he's voiced by an actually terrible person. I think that adds to the character.
Do you think in the scene when he's like in the cave holding the lion skull, people have always said that
A lovely bunch of coconuts.
they think that that's the lion. Wait, no. Is the timing? Does that even make sense for the timing?
It's
I've
like
seen
a
arguments
clue for
before
the next
on Reddit.
movie or something like that.
Hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I saw things on Reddit, people being like, "Oh my God, he's holding a lion skull. Like maybe that's Mufasa," but I don't think the timing works out because that would be before.
What?
Never mind.
What?
I'm just going. I went down a Reddit rabbit
You're
hole.
talking about when Scar is holding the skull?
Yes.
It's not a lion
That happens
skull.
before. So, okay. So there was a Reddit thread about, I don't know, I just went down the rabbit hole of reading about Disney villains, and people were saying like, oh, like, and he's so sick that he's like, okay, it's not a lion skull.
No,
it's all-
It has been said
it's
that
like a
this is a
wildebeest
nod
skull.
to, in part, Shakespeare's Hamlet, where
Yeah,
the title
when-
character holds the skull
Oh,
of
I
his old
see.
childhood jester Yorick.
But I don't think it's supposed to be Mufasa's skull.
No.
No.
That would be pretty.
That would be extremely dark
Yeah.
A little bit. A little bit.
for a Disney movie. Okay, it is my final two picks here. I am going to. I think I am running into the problem where people aren't going to know my characters because I haven't taken enough people from mainstream stuff. But I just am going to, like, it's fine with me. I'll lose the poll, but I'll know deep down that I won. I am going to take Long John Silver from Treasure Planet.
I like that. Do you get the boat?
I'll take it if I can get it.
The space boat? I don't think
Is that my Falcon?
No, I don't think so. He's canonically separated from the boat at a pretty significant point in the movie. So,
But he is an actual pirate captain, so he has the most thieving experience of anyone drafted. He also is a cyborg with a robot arm that seemingly can conjure up any kind of tool he could ever possibly need. So, like, hacking into a safe or bank seems very useful to me. Also, a pretty charismatic guy, pretty chummy. I think he would have absolutely no problems working with any of my other villains to accomplish our task. And then with my final selection, I'm really going to go off the beaten path here, and I'm going to take the final role here, which is the Femme Fatale. And no one else is going to have a Femme Fatale.
Ooh, I know who you're taking. Wait,
do you remember
it's
from
all
last time?
back to me. It's all
Oh, yeah.
coming back to me. You took this person last time.
I did.
Oh,
I took them
got a
too early
rush
last time,
of
though.
blood. Oh,
And this time I'm taking them with my final pick.
damn! If only I
therefore
had
it's a
remembered
great
that, I
pick.
could have sniped you from
Yeah.
5 miles.
She
away.
also is a weapons expert, so I now have both her and Gaston. And she's just a fucking badass. Also, evidence of working in a team because she's part of a again, another team that kind of pulls the wool over the good guy's eyes until the very end when she has a twist for the good side in the end and sacrifices herself. And that is Helga Sinclair from the movie Atlantis. So now I have my distractingly hot people, and both Gaston and Helga. I had a mad crush on Helga Sinclair when Atlantis came out.
Who didn't? I'm gonna guess Kelsey has not seen it.
Yeah, probably all the people that never saw Atlantis.
Have not.
But Kelsey, just know this is a fantastic pick. It's an absolute steal in the 6th round.
Is it?
Truly, yeah.
We'll see what Twitter thinks. Okay, so my last pick, again, just adding to the chaos, just a villain that I like, actually, from a movie that I really like. Any guesses? You don't want to give away, I guess, in case it's wrong. Because if you say someone better, I'll just say them.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Is this a strategy?
All right, I have my guess in my brain though.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Yzma.
Oh, okay.
From Emperor's New Groove.
See, I thought you were gonna take Kronk.
I mean, she's not who? Oh, Kronk.
Kronk.
Yeah.
So I was close. I had the right
fair.
movie.
Yeah. Maybe they should just come together as a pair.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I like Yzma. She's funny. She's great Halloween costumes. Some of my friends have dressed up as her before. She's conniving. She's, if you get her motivated, she tries. She has a lot of failures.
A lot of failures.
But yeah, it's you know what? It's hard to actually have a big list of Disney villains that don't make a lot of mistakes, because that's like the whole point. But yeah, I like her. I think she's funny. I think there's some good TikToks from sounds that she's made or things she said, and I just like her. She's good. She's fun.
She's the only villain
on my team.
The only Disney villain voiced by Eartha Kitt, which is a big selling point.
Yeah, big win.
But I think, honestly, Kelsey, I think this is a horrible pick.
I don't think it's good.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I said she's funny.
She is funny. I think for the purpose of the draft, though, like, you're very powerful here, and basically you're just trying to avoid as many landmines as possible. And Yzma is as about as big a landmine, I think, as you possibly could have taken. She is very funny. She's about as like big a failure villain as there has ever been in a Disney film.
Yeah,
she can't get a damn thing right.
Nope.
But I don't think that she can even really, like, she's so shitty that she can't even like affect the other ones.
No, she can't.
I feel
because she's gonna come up with a potion, like some invisible potion, and feed to everyone, and then she's gonna turn them all into donkeys. And there's no one that's taking your no one's around left to heist your bank anymore.
Well, then they can just shapeshift out of it.
No, they're trapped as donkeys for the rest of their lives.
You don't get to decide that. What kind of potion does she like?
I mean,
you don't get to.
Have you seen Emperor's New Groove?
Yes, but like these are different worlds. Like, these are other kinds of magic. They're coming in. Like, you don't know which one's more powerful, but I bet it's not Yzma.
I'm just saying. I don't see it anywhere.
It's not a good pick. I'm not arguing it's a good pick. I don't think she's brutal enough to ruin.
We've never heard this
everything.
before. We've never heard this defense before.
Just put that on a loop.
Listen, she's a bad pick, okay? But she's not as bad as you are saying. That's Kelsey's argument.
Medium bad at worst.
I think it speaks to what is still available on the board, and it's quite
truly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's put that to the test, Preston. What's the final choice of the Disney villains to stage a bank heist draft?
I honestly have no idea. There's like 5 people I'm looking at. They're all terrible. I mean, I don't know. Okay. I think this at least doesn't do anything too bad, and I think it kind of makes sense. But the only reason I was staying away from this person is nobody knows who he is. And I'm going to take Bill. I'm going to take Bill Sykes from Oliver and Company, which is a movie that I think I watched a lot more growing up than everybody else did. It's like one of the only VHSs we had. Bill Sykes is a mafia mob boss in the movie. Part of the criminal underbelly of the world.
It's been so long since I've seen Oliver and Company. What is like the villain hero story of that movie.
The dogs are really like his dogs are really like more of the villain, like big
Bill Sykes'
Rottweilers.
dogs.
But he does like sick the dogs on people. So like he's like there's like a person, there's a human story in this movie, and there's like an animal story in this movie. They kind of run parallel. It's like part of the whole shtick. But he is like a giant mafia boss that is like kind of like a loan sharky kind of guy. So I feel like it just makes sense. I think the people who see him on the board and know who he is will be like, oh yeah, that guy makes sense as someone who'd rob a bank. And the people who don't see who he is won't take anything away from the stronger upper half of my team. He's not going to ruin anything. Because my other option was Kronk,
kind of a smart pick there.
Kronk has a significant
Pretty
chance
big downside.
ruining the whole thing. Yeah. So
I've heard.
All right, that does it for our draft. Preston ends up with Dr. Facilier, Hades, Jafar, Prince Hans, Shere Khan, and Bill Sykes. Kelsey has Maleficent, the Evil Queen, Shan Yu and his Falcon, Madame Mim, Scar, and Yzma. And I have Robert Callaghan, the Stabbington Brothers, Mother Gothel, Gaston, Long John Silver, and Helga Sinclair. Of course, we have so much more to discuss after a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, of course, as always, first question of the post-draft analysis. What was the worst selection of the draft?
Can I start?
I think, Kelsey, are you going to pick one of your own?
No. I'm going to pick one of yours.
Oh, no.
I love that. Yes. I was so sure she was going to pick mine.
I don't know anybody in yours, so it's hard.
Hell yeah.
Shere Khan. I think Shere Khan was the worst pick.
You have Scar, who
And again,
would
we've discussed
absolutely
is the
lose in a
superior
fight.
big cat.
No, not the superior big cat. Scar is like
Wait,
the
wait.
weakest lion of the bunch.
Who is Shere Khan losing, or who is Scar losing in a fight to exactly?
Shere Khan.
Shere Khan.
He's not fighting Shere Khan.
I know.
Preston still thinks that one group is defending the bank and one is attacking it.
I'm just saying, if you had to choose between the two, you're basically just going for strength, because we've already said their ability to communicate
No.
with the rest of the team is sus.
No, we didn't say that. You said
feel,
that.
I feel very strongly Scar would be able to communicate with humans.
What possible evidence do you have for that?
I said I don't have any, but it's just how I
smart.
feel.
And I do too, and it's 2 against 1.
That
so-
is the actual bonus poll. Can Scar communicate with humans? I think most people would say yes. And I think most people would say no for Shere Khan. And I don't know why I think that
What?
or why people would vote that way, but
What?
I agree
fully
though.
believe
Shere
it
Khan
so
is so much
strongly.
more animal
Yeah.
What are
than
you
Scar.
talking about?
Mhm.
It's like it's
Oh my
insane, but it's so obvious.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
I think it's inarguable, honestly.
Oh my god.
I've
I
never been
can't
more
see how
sure
anyone
about
would-
anything in my life.
I can't see how anyone would feel otherwise.
It'd be crazy. They should just unsubscribe if they feel otherwise.
No, don't do that. We want all listeners. All listeners are welcome.
Even ones with bad opinions.
Listen, I can't tell you why I feel this way, but I do. I feel it with every fiber of my being, and I'm sorry for that. But I can't lie to you, and I can't lie to the people, okay? I have to be true to myself.
Even if it means siding with me.
And and that is tough for me, and you know that's true. But I very sincerely believe that Scar is far more likely to be able to talk to humans than Shere Khan.
This draft has been interesting because we've been largely on the same side. And normally it's Preston and I teaming up against you.
That's true. I
Not
usually
on purpose, but
bullied.
it just happens. But
That's true.
yeah,
All right, Preston, what was the worst pick?
Shere Khan, apparently.
correct.
No, it was the Stabbington brothers.
That's just not correct.
I immediately followed the Stabbington brothers by getting Hades and Jafar, who are both super powered like deities. So I don't know why you would just take like two dudes.
I think that the Stabbington brothers are not bad to be on the team. I think it was wild you took them that early.
Yeah.
That was what was crazy to me.
Yeah, I will say none of the other henchmen I had on my list were taken. Here's I think why this happened. Our strategy was different. Your strategy, Preston, was I'm just going to get big, powerful dudes. And I was like, I am going to build an Ocean's 11 style team where everyone has roles.
Yeah, you make it sound like mine wouldn't work though. Did
I
you
think
do
it
that on
wouldn't.
purpose?
I think it wouldn't because Shere Khan would kill all your other people.
But Scar, team player.
No, Scar would be a team player. He's like, all right, I'm pretty much in for all forms of villainy. Sign me up.
He's literally killed by his own team at the end of the movie
because he's
not a team player.
He's not a team player. He's a bad leader, but he doesn't have to be the leader on Kelsey's team.
Exactly. Preach.
This is infuriating.
I
talk to election deniers for a living, and I've never found it this frustrating.
Honestly, I take that back. I take that back because I think he's actually a very good leader. He's just not a good statesman. He does not run a kingdom, but that has nothing to do with.
And that has nothing to do with this.
A bank. Nothing to do with it. I think the worst pick was Yzma. I know it's lame to like say the last pick is the worst pick, but I mean Kelsey had a very strong team until the end, I think. And I mean, like honestly, if she'd taken anyone who doesn't have the like, even if you took a fucking idiot, a bumbling, stumbling, complete moron here like Kronk.
I was gonna ask, would it have been worse if it was Kronk?
No, I think it would have been better because Kronk is so like harmless, he can't like derail you. But Yzma is just powerful enough, but incompetent enough to like completely ruin your whole team. And I think that's a big danger. Like I think
kind of in that sweet spot. I don't think that she has the enough sway to totally ruin things. I think she'd probably make it needlessly complicated. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Even if it's not a worst case scenario, you know, I think adding her is pretty much only adding downside. You know what I mean? Like with the people you already have.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it seemed like you guys were kind of, you know, scraping the scraps, the bottom of the barrel towards the end there. But were there any other people who were on your list who you had considered or maybe wanted to take, ended up not taking in the end?
Sid. There was some argument I
From
thought
Toy Story.
He wouldn't count.
He wouldn't have been eligible.
Sid's he's in Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I didn't take him. So
yeah, clearly.
I did when I was making this list originally. I think he could make some sort of contraption that would help me.
You could just stick two dolls together or something. That would really help.
Very distracting.
I wish you had taken Sid.
I would have loved to.
And then I could have gotten to contrast your Sid pick with my Robert Callaghan pick.
Yeah. I considered
evil geniuses.
I considered Gantu from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, is he like the alien slaver?
Yeah. So why I considered that is because he might have like alien technology that could help.
He does have alien technology, right? He also isn't he like a scientist and very smart. I think it would have been a good pick.
Well, I was thinking he's just so not like you can't hide him. For like in Lilo and Stitch, they really act like people can't notice that people are like aliens and stuff. Mm-hmm. But in real life, we can.
and in real life, you're not concerned about that at all with a lion.
No, I said a lion would be a good distraction.
Don't you think an alien life form would be a good distraction? By the same line of thinking.
Yes and no, different kind of distraction.
Okay.
Because I feel like people would be like, "Oh my god, a lion," and they would hide. But an alien, they'd be like, "Oh my god, what is that?"
They understand a lion.
It's
a common visual language.
People hide from a lion. Is that the?
I would. Or run away.
What would you do?
Yeah, what's your game?
Oh, run away.
Run away and hide. Sure,
I mean,
the same thing.
I guess we're assuming people are blocking the doors.
I'm assuming a lion.
Like where are you gonna hide out of the bed from a lion? Where are you hiding from a lion?
I don't know. I'm not gonna just get
in the in like.
I'm gonna at least try.
I know. You're like, well, there's nowhere to hide.
I'm just gonna roll over.
I'm not suggesting you should. I just think if I saw a lion and I was in a crowded space, my instinct would not be, oh my god, I better hide.
Okay,
but
look.
We're not saying
if you were in this
run
situation,
away. You can't run away.
Yeah, because you're in a bank.
It's a bank heist. They don't just let people leave. Like,
you know
hey,
what,
that bank's
though?
getting
Here's
robbed.
the thing: the key, if you were in a situation where a lion could get you, the key is just not being the slowest person.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Gotta be second to last.
When my you know when you're like a teenager. I don't know if you guys do this in the US, but in small town Newfoundland, when you're a teenager and you can't yet drive, but you want like independence, you go walk around your town at like night when you're like 14 and 15 in like a group. And when I would be going out to just like walk the streets of the ghouls, my dad would always be like, "Who you going with?" And I'd list them off. And then he'd be like, "Are you faster than one of them?" I'd be like, "Yep." He'd be like, "Okay, go on."
That's a great line. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a little dark.
But
who's your friend you always kept around because you were
who was the slow friend?
I was fast. It was fine. I had several people that were
Kelsey
get
is fast.
Kelsey
is legit fast.
So,
all right, it's time for the final pick, or the final question, I should say. We already had the final pick. It was Bill Sykes. Who whose team of Disney villains is going to be most successful in staging a bank heist? And if you pick your own team, who has the second best?
So the problem here is, I think, to a certain extent, if I'm thinking of just like a bank, all of our teams would probably be successful.
Mm-hmm.
A human-run bank? Yeah, I think so.
Seeing as Kelsey's coming in with a dragon, I think she can just leave the rest of the team at home.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I guess what is the metric here? How best can you get away? I don't know. But I think most cleanly executed, I still think it's going to be my own, because I have 3 magic users who can all do some sort of crazy thing.
I have 3 magic users.
Yeah, but one's only power is to turn into the most noticeable thing on the planet.
An old
And then the other can only turn into an old lady witch. No, the dragon.
Oh.
Not the old hag.
Noticeable thing.
Is
on
the dragon
planet
is a dragon the most noticeable thing on the planet? Yet another bonus pool.
Yes.
No.
What?
Maybe.
What would you say is more noticeable? Like a spring breeze or something?
A mountain.
What? No. There are lots of
Sky.
mountains.
Love.
Okay,
Which you don't notice them?
You've truly lost it.
What,
And
so-
I need
Mountains
to
are
leave.
actually
Okay,
like
no,
always in
no.
the background.
No, both of you, I've had it. I need to go. We need to wrap this thing
No, hang
up.
Oh, we didn't about this. So you're saying like you're like gonna walk into a mountain, like, oh, I didn't notice you because I see you so many places. I didn't notice this fucking mountain here. No, of course you notice it.
This is like comparing apples and oranges. Like mountains are like the landscape.
Are you saying like
and a
the
dragon-
most out of the ordinary
This
thing?
is crazy. Most
It's like,
noticeable,
what about
like
the moon? If
the
you
most
walked into a room
striking-
and the moon was there, did you notice that?
The moon is not on the planet, sir.
burned.
You can't argue that.
That one's tough.
All right, so what's your second choice, Presto?
I don't know.
Give it to me, Preston.
We've so
It's
defeated
obviously
him.
Kelsey. It's obviously Kelsey.
We've so defeated him.
I'm picking Kelsey because I think she is more likely to win the poll than you, because people aren't going to know who's on your team.
Okay. You can just pick me on my merit.
Well, I can do both. I'm too lazy to think about the merit right now because you guys have taken me so wildly off course. I'm honestly just angry. I'm angry that I don't get this time of my life back.
Damn, that's
Well,
harsh.
you might. Maybe. No, I won't make that joke. I was going to
No.
be like, you lose the footage and you have to do it again.
No, Kelsey, no. This is not.
That's
something
still
we
not the
joke
same
about.
anyway.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Sorry. My choices then. So it's tough because I just know so few of Prentice's. I do genuinely believe that he put the most thought into it, but I can't really support it because I don't know for sure. So I'm going to say Preston.
I'll take that.
I'm going to say Preston
Okay.
because you picked 3 people I probably would have picked. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give that to you. I think mine is pretty good. There's just too many unknowns on Prentice's. That's the. I wish I had watched all the movies or done any sort of prep, but you know what? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We
Also,
didn't do
Thing to
it.
say at the end of
I
a
will say
90-minute
this.
show.
I know that Kelsey is very busy, but she's also known we were drafting this for what, like 2 weeks?
Oh, like
But
maybe
to
a
be
week.
fair, it is Kelsey's shtick at this point that she only comes on for episodes where she's woefully unprepared.
Yeah.
Like we had her come
Kelsey,
on and draft
token
candy for a
Canadian-
country she doesn't live in.
the American Snacks Edition.
Come on,
Sure.
you act like Canada is in a different part of the world. She has lots of
There's-
candies we drafted.
But there was a lot. There was actually a surprising number that we didn't have.
And we had her on for Christmas songs. They don't celebrate Christmas up there.
Yeah.
There's no
Come on,
Christmas
Dan.
here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think my team is just so expertly put together. It's not as like it. I agree that I think we're all successfully doing it, but mine is going to be so much more stylistic. You guys are just going to go in there with a big fucking dragon or some bullshit magic shit, and I'm gonna be like actually entertaining. You're gonna be able to watch mine over the course of a movie and then leave and be like, man, that was an awesome movie. That was so cool.
I didn't know we were making a movie.
Remember, I mean, we're not, but this is
The
my
security
argument.
cameras.
Remember when Robert Callaghan invented a new arm attachment for Long John Silver, and he used it expertly to sneak his way past the radar? It's incredible. It's gonna be incredible. So I have the most fun bank heist team. I hope the voters realize that.
Killed everyone and took everything.
Yeah. I like
That's
stealthily get in, get out. No one gets hurt.
People get
and it's just way better. Which of the two of you, the thing is, Kelsey, if she had not taken Yzma, I think
we both messed up at the end.
It'd be a slam dunk. Yzma is just such a bad pick, in my opinion.
Oh my god, you need some. If it's a movie, you need some humor. So
that's true.
You're welcome.
But I do think I love the Jafar pick. Jafar was the only pick that I really was upset that someone else took. But I think Madame Mim is the best pick. I think Madame Mim of all the characters picked would be the most likely to single-handedly
in the fourth round
rob a bank. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick Kelsey as my second, but it's close. And again, I want to reiterate. I think everyone was successful here. Everyone put together a team that is going to successfully hit the mission, I think. So no one totally bottomed out. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think we all did pretty good because it was a hard draft.
Preston's so upset. He's sad. I feel bad now. Preston,
it's like you guys have reverse roles.
Preston, I just want you to know this is how I feel every time Kelsey comes on.
What?
Nice?
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been this bad for you. When was the last time Kelsey said, I have no evidence or reason for this decision, but you're worse?
I could see myself saying that.
Yeah. I think she's the thing is different. Is she says I'm worse with evidence than the other times. That's way worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's way worse.
I
Do you guys not remember the fucking Google Maps debacle?
Okay, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
I won that draft.
Google.
I just want to bring that up.
No.
All right.
Took a game. You only play with other people in case you come across them in the woods and they also have the game.
That's not true. I played solo all the time. I played solo every single night.
Okay.
Every single night. Okay. That